Ever wondered how microcontrollers keep track of time, or how they manage to perform tasks at specific intervals? Well, it all comes down to a fascinating piece of technology known as an 8-bit AVR timer or counter. Dive into the world of microcontrollers, specifically the 8-bit AVR microcontrollers. These tiny yet powerful devices lie at the heart of many electronic systems, from your microwave to your car's engine control unit. And one key element that gives these devices their power is their ability to count and keep track of time, thanks to timers and counters. A timer or counter is a simple yet crucial component in a microcontroller. It's essentially a register, a small storage space that can hold a value between 0 and 255. It's called an 8-bit timer because it has 8 spaces or bits to store this value. So how does this timer work? It all starts with the microcontroller's clock. Each tick of this clock is a pulse of electricity, and each pulse can increment the value in the timer by 1. So if the clock ticks 256 times, the timer will overflow and start back at 0. Now imagine connecting this timer to an output pin on the microcontroller. Each time the timer overflows, the microcontroller could toggle this pin from low to high, or vice versa. This could flash an LED, trigger a buzzer, or send a signal to another part of the system. But what if 256 ticks of the clock is too fast? What if you need to count seconds or minutes instead of fractions of a second? That's where prescalers come in. A prescaler is a divider that slows down the rate at which the timer counts. For example, a prescaler of 64 would mean that the timer only increments once every 64 ticks of the clock. So, to recap, an 8-bit AVR timer or counter is a register within the microcontroller that increments with each tick of the clock. When it overflows, it can trigger an action, such as toggling an output pin. And with the help of a prescaler, you can adjust the speed at which this happens. In essence, these timers and counters are the heartbeat of a microcontroller. They allow it to perform tasks at precise intervals, keep track of time, and interact with the world in a reliable and predictable way. So the next time you see a blinking LED, remember the humble 8-bit AVR timer that's making it all possible? This is the fascinating world of microcontrollers, a world where time is counted in ticks of a clock, and actions are triggered by the overflow of a simple 8-bit register. It's a world that's hidden in plain sight, in the devices all around us. And it's a world that's waiting for you to explore. So keep asking questions, keep exploring, and who knows? Maybe one day, you'll be the one designing the next generation of microcontrollers. Until then, keep the curiosity alive.